What's going on, everybody? This is Paul Newell from New Wellness Neighborhood, bringing you the truth on how to connect to your power, your authenticity, and your self-love. Bringing you your monthly Rumi reading because I love this deck. And you know what? I love doing card readings. They are fun for me because they always seem to bring me something that is relevant at the time. I just love it. Like, it's just always on time. So for this one, this is a special Merry New Year edition. I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of New Year's or resolutions because, listen, there's always a good time to change, and that could be throughout the year. But this one's different. I've felt this one coming for a long time. I got to tell you, the last couple months, because I feel like my journeys and my personal experiences have been prepping me for whatever changes are coming this upcoming year, or I just like to say this upcoming time frame. So one of the things that that's really been that I want to devote this reading to this week or this month is this is a time when people are always looking to make changes. And as I mentioned, change can happen whenever, but this is a time when there's some extra juice and oomph behind it, especially if people are willing to get a little dirty and get to the root of what they really want and why they haven't been achieving it. My personal experience and journey right now has been just about that. And it's been powerful and it's been enlightening. It's been painful at times, and it also brings about an awareness to be an observer in our lives, and not in our lives, specifically speaking, in our thoughts, our habits, and our patterns. So recently I had an experience for New Year's Eve, and the experience was powerful because it got me to tap into like a space where I was able to see that I truly create all these things that in my life, whether it's fears, thoughts, like where I am, all these things. And it's a harsh reality to it. But on the opposite side, instead of the harsh reality of beating myself up over where I am in life, I had to look at it from a perspective of, wow, what are the things that brought me to this place? What are my thoughts thoughts and patterns and habits that led me to this place or that have me here? And what do I get to delete or rewire? And that's the area that we get to be in, and that's the area that really requires a good amount of compassion. So for this gloomy card deck reading, I devoted the question and intention that I'm infusing into the deck, and I'm shuffling as we're speaking here, is about what card or message, Rumi, do we get this month on how to tap into our Creator, to really observe our thoughts and habits and patterns from a place not of judgment, but from a place of just compassion and intentional desire to shift and adjust to new ways of being. So, long question, but the intention is there. So, I'm just shaking the deck. That comes out. Let's see. Wow. Never disappointing. Never disappointing. The impossible made possible. Look at this thing. And this is really apropos because in this experience that I had, I saw the womb, I saw a universe, I saw space. I saw this this creative space where whatever I touched or whatever I thought I created. And this isn't the first time I've been here. This is the first time I really got to understand and grasp it. Really take it in, and here we are, the impossible made possible. And this is really, I'm just from what I'm feeling right now, this is freaking awesome because you know what? For us to really make those shifts beyond the New Year's resolutions and like, hey, I'm gonna lose some weight, or like, you know, I'm gonna work out every day, or like, you know what, I'm gonna get a new job, or I'm gonna be a better worker and parent and all these things, and there's no tangible way of doing it. A lot of times we're looking at it from a space where it's from the past, not from a space of what do I have to offer now that brings me to this, or that can make me a better dad, or better person, or better worker, or better entrepreneur, or better whatever, or different, not even better, just a different. And that's a powerful question to ask ourselves. So I'm just going to read this before I wrap up, just a little bit of glimpse. And again, just from here, I'll post at some point. I'll post the message or the full reading. But this one, Ooh, I guess I must have gotten this card before because it's highlighted, so that's great for us because it's great. So listen, I want to read this part because I think this is freaking really so cool. She spins this great earth goddess. She spins this great earth goddess upon invisible strings amongst a wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live, and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and she still spins in her great, loving, constant pirouette. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerges. What strange magic is this? The sun heats the solar system and burns with the power to destroy life, yet it is a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. We dance in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly, you and I. We are so engrossed in it, so familiar with it, and yet so blind to it that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment fail to inspire us. So some of the things I highlighted that I think are going to be relevant here. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all of it and to all that is and all that is yet to be. The human heart knows everything in vision can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear so much that it will not listen to the heart at times. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection and then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand yet believed to be forts. And this is really fitting because listen, for anything, from my experience, is there has to be a place where you confront the fear. And I'm in that space too, so I get it. I'm just really, as my teacher would say, one big toe ahead of you. And there's a fear that we all get to confront that helps us to move beyond those spaces that we thought were limits. Some of the other things that are said here. So now you are guided by this loving power to drop the doubt. Shed the incredulity and open your mind. Allow the imagination to be inspired as though you were a child in a great garden hearing a breath of the earth in the wind-whipped fields and the voices of the ancestors in bird song. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation seeking to pour into your thirsty soul like the sweetest, purest flowers of blessing. Wow. There's so much to say here in this one. But I'm going to keep it short and sweet so we can try to keep this thing under 11 minutes because there's still a ritual here in the ceremony, and it's a full moon on 1st of January when this thing is done in 2018. Super moon right there. Bam. Probably can't see the camera. But what this is saying here is whatever change or shift that we're intent on making in this new time frame, drop into your heart to stay with it and to make that commitment to shifting. I'm not a huge fan of commitment. I like the pop-up style type of thing, but it's not for what I want as far as my vision, my goal. I get to be intentional. I get to be from an inspirational place. And that inspirational place can be from your heart, from my heart. So just for a ritual here, and so really the message for January is whatever change you're making, make it with heart. Make it with heart here. Because when we can make it from the heart, we can make the impossible possible. And that's a message I'm going to take, and I'm going to definitely be playing this video to myself. So listen, place your hands very lightly on your throat for the ritual. Say aloud, with Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, as my witness, I now offer myself into the hands of the all-loving creative intelligence of this universe. I release all vows, intentions, or beliefs ever made, consciously or unconsciously in this or any lifetime, that is based in doubt and fear, holding back from creative fruition of my soul upon the earth. I dedicate myself to love, and accept the gift of grace that brings me into greater fulfillment now. May I be blessed so I can surrender resistance and accept what is coming to me now for what it is, a gift of love. Que regalo. So be it. Place your hands at your heart and focus on your breath for a moment or two as it flows in and out. When you're ready, place your hands in prayer, bow your head. You've completed the sacred ritual. So this is Paul coming from New Wellness Neighborhood. Check me out at newwellnessguy.com if you want a session or if you want to just connect and just kind of give me a heads up on what's going on in life and anything I can do to contribute and support. Give us some advice or, hey, do a card reading. I'm in. Remember, for this month, whatever change or shift you're making, make it from the heart, because when we make it from that place, we make the impossible possible. Be well, everybody.